Hey, Bethel Church, Pastor Jared here. As we talk about habits of grace and wrapping up this teaching series, we think about being good stewards of our time. Moses literally wrote in Psalm 90 to teach us, Lord, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Well, how do we do that? Well, we number our days by thinking about how short life is. We don't know how many years or days or months we have left in this life, but we are to use them to the glory of God. That's really what living a life of wisdom is. Wisdom is living for the glory of God by the values of God. And as we think about the brevity of life, it helps us to do that. It helps us reorient our priorities and values. So, Lord, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Now, how do we do that practically speaking? Well, let me give you the ABCs of time stewardship. First, A, assess your calendar. Look at your schedule. Look how you spend your time. What are the top three things? What do you spend the most time doing? Literally write it out and how much time you spend on each thing. And then B, base your task list and your schedule on values. Think about what matters in life. What are godly biblical values? And make a list. Pray over it and then make a list and then compare it to how you are currently using your time. Now realize there is grace in this. We all waste time. But if we want to better number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom, we have to look at how we're spending time and how we should spend time to the glory of God. And then C, control your calendar before your calendar controls you. Now this is difficult, but you got to trim the fat. Eliminate anything in your calendar that just does not have eternal value. And relationships are the thing that have the most eternal value in this life. It's what transfers from this life into the eternal next. Our relationship with God and our relationship with others. So control your calendar before your calendar controls you. David Mathis, the author of Habits of Grace, the book study that a lot of our small groups are doing, he uses the illustration of rocks. So imagine that you have large stones, and these stones represent the big things in your life, the things that matter, the things that are important that you need to prioritize. So if you're filling up this jar, you put the big things in first. So maybe that's time with the Lord, time with family, time for leisure, for rest, Sabbath rest, maybe time with brothers and sisters in Christ, Christian community, your small group, prioritizing that, maybe prioritizing time with those who don't yet know Christ, friends, neighbors, coworkers who don't know Jesus, that you can point to Jesus with your words and actions, living on mission. These are the big stones. These are the things that matter. Now, in life, things happen, and you will have things that try to monopolize your time, vie for your time. And these are the little pebbles, and the little pebbles should fill the cracks. If you are putting the big stones in first, doing block scheduling with your calendar, saying, I'm going to prioritize time with the Lord, family dates, dates with my spouse, time with my small group, then all the other things which just happen in life are going to fill in those cracks. Now, if you were to dump these in first and then try to put the big stones in, they're not going to fit. It's not going to work. You got to put the big stones in first, and everything will fill in after that. So assess your calendar, base your task list and schedule on godly biblical values, and control your calendar before your calendar controls you. No matter what, do it all for the glory of God. The Eternal One stepped into humanity, died the death that we could never pay, lived a life, perfect life that we could never live, so that we could spend eternity with him. So let's live for him. Let's make it all about Jesus. Love you, church. Thanks.